ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्।
ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्।
सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे
सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय 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 विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। ध्यानमूलम् गुरुर्मूर्तिम् पूजामूलम् गुरुर्पदम् मन्त्रमूलम् वाक्यम् मोक्षमूलम् गुरुर्कृपा मोक्षमूलम् गुरुर्कृपा। ओम श्री साई राम। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Humble salutations at thy lotus feet, our most beloved Bhagwan, the Almighty, the cosmic being, the supreme awareness, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Sairam to all of you. Sairam to all the members of the Region 1 of Connecticut and the other centers in and around New York. As part of the sub-regional Aradhana Mahotsavam, Sathya Sai Aradhana Mahotsavam celebrations. I'm so grateful to all of you for having given this opportunity. Of course, ever grateful to the Almighty, to our most beloved Bhagwan, for having graced these kind of opportunities on us, which helps us contemplate more on the divine. Needless to mention, um, it is it is it is a constant integrated awareness, as Swami calls it, as all of us know. um, Constant integrated awareness is what he's spoken about, and he is kind of injected in us for quite some time throughout his avatarhood. So I come with very pleasant memories of another such a study circle, a satsang, which we did for Connecticut Sai Center almost a year back. I think it was sometime in May last year. So we are here again with Bhagwan's immense grace and love and compassion. So, just to quickly introduce myself, I'm sorry I'm having to introduce myself because it's a YouTube live session and we are not on a video conferencing or a virtual conferencing setup. So I will not I will try not to brag about myself. Uh, my name is Mayur Davay. I'm very blessed and fortunate and privileged to be a part of the very prestigious Sundaram Bhajan Group. Sundaram Swami's abode in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu, in India. So I'm a part of the Bhajan Group, a humble member of the Bhajan Group. I'm also an active volunteer at RadioSai. So as we speak, yeah, all of us know RadioSai is the media division of the Sri Sathya Sai Seva organizations and of the Central Trust, and we are a part of the Radio Sai Tamil team. So you must be wondering, what is he talking about, Radio Sai Tamil? So with Bhagwan's immense grace, like how we have the Radio Sai Mother channel, and we also have the Radio Sai Telugu and the Radio Sai Hindi, which is already up and running, and most of you would have seen. We also have another international language. I'm so sorry, I'm not able to recollect that. I think it is Spanish. So likewise, with as I told you earlier, with Bhagwan's immense grace, the Radio Sai Tamil is also in the making, and very soon, with Bhagwan's grace, we should be um, up and running in YouTube, and eventually grow in many facets of the Radio Sai setup that we have today. So very happy to be a part of the Radio Sai Tamil team. So predominantly, the Tamil team is actually based out of and operating out of Chennai, because Swami's abode here in Sundaram. Swami has graced us with a very beautiful studio in Sundaram as well. Um, so yeah, so that's a little about me, more of Radio Sai. Uh, such a such a great fortune for all of us to have been a part of the Sai mission or the Sai avatar. Um, yes, God chooses to take a form, is compassion which knows no bound. God choosing to take a form itself is a proof of his compassion, because his own creation, the entire universe, the entire creation which is his own, he chooses to take a form and be a part of his own creation. Yes, it has happened many a times in the past, many a times in the history of mankind, where God has chosen to come down to earth. Um, if you ask me personally, it's not right for us to say, come down to earth, because we consider God is somewhere there up and he comes down to earth, and earth is down somewhere, and God is coming down in the human form. So, a slightly different perception, or a slightly different thought process here. The beauty of the creator and the creation is the creator is his very own creation. Like how we say God is omnipresent, Swami is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. How beautiful the creator, who is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, is his creation also. Now, this brings me to a very thought provoking question. I must definitely admit that, um, yeah, I've always believed that if you're sitting for a bhajan session, or if you're going to be giving a talk, or anything for that matter, from a Swami's work perspective, if you see, he has to act through you. So, uh, which is extremely important for us to keep reminding ourselves of that. He has to talk through you, he has to sing through you, he has to act through you. Of course, that's the truth. The only thing is, we tend to probably ignore that fact or forget that fact. So this again happened for this very satsang. Sorry, let me just quickly do a check. Hope my audio is fine. Hope it's not too loud or too low. um, so yeah, so what was happening was, while we were preparing for this satsang, so technically trying to figure out a lot of things about how to do this, there was also another part of it where what to talk. And of course, so we had these discussions around, yes, Swami for us, Swami for you, Swami for me, Swami for everybody, things around that. And we were having a discussion. And of course, um, I was also trying to put some thoughts together and probably come up with something, in terms of what should be a good topic to talk, especially on an occasion where it is Aradhana Mahotsavam. So let's start with a couple of questions. What is Aradhana Mahotsavam? Generally, the belief, or the school of thought is, Aradhana Mahotsavam is generally for a spiritual master or a spiritual leader or a guru, where uh, the guru or the master chooses to leave the mortal coil and becomes one with himself again. So that is when that day is what we generally call as the Aradhana day, Aradhana Mahotsavam. Um, okay, so if we go back in time and we see the other avatars that we have seen, like say a Rama or a Krishna, or a, say, even a Jesus, for example. Do we have a similar Aradhana Mahotsavam celebration or Aradhana day? No, we don't. Of course, there was a day when Rama chose to get into river Sarayu. He did not literally leave the body, but he just got into the river. Loads of people actually went along with him. The same way Krishna, the story goes, the history as it says, there was a hunter and he had let an arrow thinking it was an animal, and it hit Krishna's thumb. The Lord just wanted a reason to leave the mortal coil. So there was a day when Krishna left the body as well. So do we celebrate Aradhana Mahotsavam, or do we have a Aradhana day for other avatars? Looks like we don't. Has it happened for the Shirdi avatar? Yes, we do. The Vijayadashmi day, which is the Dashera, the 10th day of the Dasara festival or the Navaratri festival that we call it as, is apparently the Mahasamadhi day of the Shirdi avatar. And our most beloved Bhagwan chose this day, 9 years back, in the year 2011, to shed the mortal coil. A lot of information around that, and a lot of stories around that. Let's not get into that. So the question is, Aradhana Mahotsavam, literal meaning is when the master chooses to leave the mortal coil. Yes. Okay. So is it? So my question is it a day to be celebrated or not? So that's a question to all of us. So today it has become one of the most important days for any Sai devotee, as part of all the celebrations that we have across the year, throughout the year. Starting from January 1st, the very first day of the calendar year, which is the Old Students' Day or the Alumni Day, as we call it as, and goes on till almost the 25th of December, which is the last festival of the calendar year, which is Christmas. And having so many festivals across the year, and November again, one of the most important is Swami's birthday. And apparently, in the first half of the year, in April, we celebrate the Aradhana Mahotsavam. So a very very a very very important question for all of us to ponder upon is Aradhana Day or Aradhana Mahotsavam, or this day, is it a day of celebration? Because that's the day when the Lord chose to leave the physical frame behind. And of course, he, being the supreme awareness, the cosmic being, has no birth, which means he has no death. You may be thinking, why is this guy talking about Swami leaving the physical frame? So there's a very beautiful, um I wouldn't say a story, a very beautiful um, thought process around it, or a school of thought around it. Every master, if you see, I'm not comparing Swami with the other masters, because Swami is the master of masters and the Lord of the Lords. So if you actually see the school of thought around this, is every master, if you see, of course, because they are spiritual masters and they are very very highly elevated, they exactly knew when they would leave the physical frame. Of course, some of them or many of them chose when to leave. They had the will. It was at their will where they could choose when to leave. Now, if you actually see all these masters, like Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, or the Mahapariva of the Kanchi Mutt, or Dayananda Saraswati, for example, or any of them, they've always hinted all that to their disciples, that they are ready to leave soon. Now, every disciple would obviously get very emotional, and it'll be like, no, please don't leave us. That's when obviously the master gives the actual wisdom or the knowledge, or imparting the supreme knowledge, saying, when did I ever come for me to go? Now, linking it back to Swami, in a lot of his discourses, many of his discourses, Swami has definitely, without any doubt, mentioned that I am not this body. I am God, you are also God. Swami has never differentiated. Swami has time and again told us that he is not the body. In fact, he has gone one step ahead and he has told in a few discourses, don't get attached to this body. In fact, you should not get attached to your own body. That's the Almighty. So the Almighty has always given us this message. Now, coming back to the same question. So, is Aradhana Mahotsavam to be celebrated. Is this a day of a huge celebration for us? Yes. Why? So, if you actually talk about a master leaving his physical frame and leaving finishing the sojourn on this earthly plane, is that day to be celebrated? If yes, why? A very, very important question for all of us to think. Now, how beautifully the Lord, who has always told us that yes, He never came for Him to go. Are we confining the Almighty to one particular form? Yes, we can never. Um, how can we never ever even think of not having this form in our life? Yeah, the very beautiful form. How can we even think of not having this? But God chose us to be a part of His mission, to be a part of the period in which the avatar operated and is still operating, and we are still talking. So today the session, all the happenings around the entire session across the globe, and today the session happening now, where we are connecting now, is also happening because the Lord chose, the Almighty chose to come down in a human form. And yes, the avatar obviously chose to leave the physical frame, which is also becoming one of our days of celebration. Now, coming back to the same question again, celebration, why? Such a valid question. Why should we celebrate the Aradhana Mahotsavam? Swami's birthday, yes, understandable, because the Lord chose to come down in human form, and He is in a human form for so many years. He was in a human form for so many years. That day when He chose to come to the to Mother Earth, taking a form, we celebrate November 23rd. We celebrate as Swami's birthday, where he took a human form, and of course 20th of October as Avatar Day. Now April 24th, of course we have a lot of other celebrations as well. April 24th being the Aradhana. Now, isn't it, just give us a thought, just give a thought around this. Isn't it definitely a much bigger day than any of the other days, because He chose to come down to earth. He chose to be in the physical frame for the so called 85 years. And He has done what not in terms of institutions, in terms of water projects, in terms of uplifting lakhs and crores of devotees. Of course, when I say uplifting, I'm also including evolution of so many human beings as part of the avatar. Now, that's something that we will come next as part of this satsang today. Now, having been in the physical frame for about 85 years and having showered humongous amount of love and affection, love and compassion, grace to the entire mankind, which he is continuing to do even without the physical frame. Now, over a period of time in this sojourn, the entire Satya Sai fraternity, I'm just taking the liberty to call that as a Satya Sai fraternity. All of us, in some way or the other, got attached to this particular form, to this particular avatar. We are still attached, no doubt about it. But Swami, on the other hand, was always telling us, I am not the body. Don't get attached to this form. I am not this form. So he went on and on about it, and he kept telling us all the time. Now, this day when he chose to leave the physical frame, that's the most powerful message, according to me, in my humble opinion. The most powerful message that he could leave back to us, saying, now, if the form is gone, it is time for you to start your journey inward. So, with all the corona COVID-19 madness which is happening across the world and causing a lot of trauma and a lot of a lot of unrest across the world. um, if you actually see, yes, the entire mankind is facing such a great difficulty. Now, one of the messages, a very beautiful message, somebody had literally a hand drawn painting of a man posing like as though he's meditating. Very beautifully, somebody had written, "If you can't go out, go in." Such a beautiful, such a powerful message. The Lord gave us the same message in a lot of discourses. The Lord gave us the same message on the day He left the physical frame as well. So, our journey inward has to get more intense. People who already do that has to get more intense. I think that's one big reason. I don't think we need any other reason for this day to be a celebration, where the Lord has actually told us, saying, yes, it's time for you to go inward. Find me within. Don't try to find me in places. Don't try to find me in forms. Find me, experience me within. When you experience Him within, that's the day we realize that the experience is experiencing your own self, our own self, and not a different entity. The whole ideology of the Advaita philosophy. Swami has many a times told us, I am God, you are also God. You and I, we are one. I think this is a day, definitely, without any doubt, it's a day of contemplation. It's a day of, like, what, how beautifully Swami used to say, constant integrated awareness. How beautiful. Constant integrated awareness. Aware of what? Being aware of what? That too, constantly remembering or being aware of something. Constant integrated awareness. How beautiful. I think the last satsang that we had last year for the Connecticut Center, this was the topic, the constant integrated awareness. How beautiful. So, being aware of your own self. So, this definitely reminds me of a very beautiful incident that happened many years back. Two of my very close associates, I'm not taking their names, very closely associated. Two of them, they were in Prashant Nilayam. They were staying there for a few days. Very beautifully, what had happened is, one of them, see how beautiful this is again. One of them was a staunch believer or even a practitioner of the Advaita philosophy. So, in the interest of knowing a little about Advaita philosophy says this is basically non-duality, which means Jivatma and Paramatma are one. There is no difference. It is only one, not even one God. What is existing is the supreme awareness and the cosmic being, which is only what is there. So there is no difference called there is a world, there is God, and there is human. The Jivatma Paramatma concept doesn't exist. So the other ideology is the Vishishtadvaita, where it says Paramatma and Jivatma merges into the Paramatma eventually in the spiritual, as the person progresses in the spiritual path. There is a day when the Jivatma merges into the Paramatma. So that is the Vishishtadvaita ideology. Of course, the Dvaita ideology is, yes, there is Paramatma, there is Jivatma. Paramatma is always Paramatma, Jivatma is always Jivatma. Jivatma is always at the lotus feet of the Lord. Now, if you actually see very beautifully, all these three are very true. So we can't say, if Advaita is the highest philosophy, it doesn't mean that Vishishtadvaita doesn't exist or Dvaita doesn't exist. The beauty is in a man's journey of life, not in one birth, I'm talking about all births put together. There is this beautiful transition of all these different ideologies or all these different, you may even call it stages. There is a time when we believe, yes, Swami is always Swami, I am always me, and I'm always at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. There is a time when the same person starts realizing eventually that he is eventually going to be merging in the Lord one fine day. We've heard Swami talk about it in a lot of instances where he says, yes, this person has merged into me. How beautiful. The Lord calling it by himself, declaring by himself, saying, yes, this devotee has merged in me. Now, there is a beautiful space or a beautiful time in the sojourn of any human being where shedding the mortal coil doesn't matter, but there is absolutely no identity, which means he has realized himself, which is again connecting to the Advaita philosophy. Now, coming back to the story which happened in Prashanti Nilayam many, many years back, I'm halfway through the session as I see the time. Um, so, one of them was a very, very staunch believer of the Advaita philosophy. Yes, there is no difference. I am God. It is only that I should realize. On the other hand, the other person is, no, no, how can you be God? How can I be God? Swami is always Swami. But definitely there will be a day when he will take me with him. I will merge in him. So maybe we can, by ideology, we can call the other person as a Vishishta Dvaiti, if possible. Yeah, if I may be permitted to do so. Now the beauty is, as they were going for darshan together and as they were spending a lot of time, of course, after darshan they used to have their own satsang and spending time every day looking at Swami, and after that, when they used to talk to each other, this turned out to literally this turned out to be an argument where both the ideologies were kind of clashing with each other, and this was going on for some time, maybe about 2 3 days, and it was just getting heated up day by day. I just can't agree what you're saying types. Now, obviously, for all of us, the final refuge is the Lord Himself. No, obviously they had their own ways of asking Swami, Swami, what is real? So you have to somehow show us. Is it is it that we have to? We need an answer because this is just going nowhere. And either of them think that their ideology is correct, their perception is correct, their thought process is correct, and what they believe is true. Now, the ever compassionate Lord, and especially when it comes to spiritual matters like these, can never leave us. I'm so sorry, I'm having a bad throat. It is actually early in the morning here in India. So I'm just having a little bit of uh, warming up or opening up that's happening. Um, so one fine day, maybe about say 2 3 days later, when this was just continuing and going on and on and on, and both of them were, they had come to a stage where they were like, okay, this is just going nowhere. We it's endless. We don't know where we are heading to, and I don't want to blindly believe you or take your words, and so vice versa. So that was again a normal day, and Swami had come for darshan. That was the afternoon darshan, and Swami's darshan happened, and very beautifully, Swami's darshan got over, and Swami had gone inside for an interview, and after some time, he came out, and all these people were seated. Generally, on a normal day, what would happen those days? Maybe I'm talking about this incident that happened about 15, 16 years or 18 years back. So Swami came out of the interview room, and after he had come out, obviously those days he used to spend time with talking to students and maybe the staff there or people who used to sit in the portico. Swami used to pave way through the students and walk this side and that side, and a lot of things that he used to do before the actual bhajans used to commence. And there was no Veda chanting those days. Now, what is very surprising is Swami came out and he just looked at a few of them and had a quick chat. And um, Swami suddenly called for the podium. And Swami is getting ready for, obviously, it's very evident that Swami is getting ready for a discourse. Discourse for what? What occasion? Absolutely no idea, because it was a very normal day, no celebration even round the corner. So Swami just chose. We have seen this. Swami has, in a lot of instances like these, Swami has chosen just to randomly start giving a discourse. So we think, okay, there is no occasion, but why is Swami giving a discourse? Only he knows why he is giving a discourse, because definitely out of those thousands of people sitting in Kulwant Hall, probably a few of them are getting a direct message for some reason or the other. So that's a direct connect between Bhagwan and them. Of course, he uses that opportunity to also spread, to also communicate a lot of other things to the rest of the crowd. And he has always done that. Now, this happened, and he called for the podium, and it came, and the wooden podium with such a beautiful Om carved on it. And Swami apparently started giving the discourse, and Anil Kumar sir was translating the discourse. Now, what beautifully happened was Swami was talking about the old Bukapatnam days and Penukonda days, and he was actually narrating how he used to go to school and what used to happen and what hardships he used to face and all those things. We have heard this many a times from Bhagwan. Now, from nowhere, the beauty is from nowhere, Swami stopped talking about Bukapatnam or Penukonda, his school days, his childhood, all those things, and he just stopped and he started talking about what is spirituality. What is the one question that you should ask yourself? A spiritual seeker, a spiritual aspirant, a sadhaka may have a lot of doubts. Lot of doubts may arise, keep arising, but there is one question that you should never stop asking. What is that question? So imagine a discourse which has no occasion around. Swami just starts randomly talking about his young days or his childhood days. And suddenly from there, he shifts to what is spirituality, and that one question that we all should keep asking ourselves time and again and never stop asking that. And that question is, who am I? And from there, Swami took over. Swami started talking about only Advaita philosophy, without mentioning, probably without mentioning the word Advaita or Advaita philosophy. The rest of the discourse, dear brothers and sisters, the rest of the discourse is definitely etched in history, is recorded as part of history. I think it was sometime around June, July. If I'm um, not wrong, it was, I think, 2002, 2003. Um, I'm so sorry, I don't remember the year, because the very next day we had got the those days we used to get those the entire Swami's discourse printed and just pinned. Uh, so that was available for sales, and we used to get it for 2 rupees Indian money. That used to be sold near the South Indian canteen in Prashant Nilayam. People who will remember that. So we definitely got that, and I think it is there, should be there somewhere. But what is more beautiful is the message that Swami was giving that day. And the rest of the discourse, Swami had spoken only about Advaita philosophy, who am I, self-enquiry, self-realization, Atma Vichara, what we call as Atma Vichara in Sanskrit. That was the rest of the discourse. Now, how beautiful, two people very specifically in the entire crowd in Kulwant Hall had got the message. Um, so the person who is a staunch believer or a practitioner or whatever you call him, the Advaiti, if we can call him, um, it was like an attestation for him. Yes, my direction is right. My thought process or what I believe is right. And for the other brother, it's a great clearance of great clearance of a doubt, whatever doubts that he had, or probably he had a different set of ideology or a different thought process, or what he believed was completely different, or maybe a little different from this. Now, beautifully, Swami had answered both of them, and now the rest of the Kulwant Hall has also got a very beautiful message from Swami. Again, one more time about the highest truth. Linking it back to Aradhana Mahotsavam, I think um, I also wanted to talk about what is the real mission of the avatar. So we say the avatar comes in human form. The avatar does a lot of things in terms of creating institutions, in terms of creating the organization, in terms of running it, in terms of driving so many things. But deep inside, if you actually see what is the real mission of the avatar. Now, brothers and sisters, yesterday I was again while I was trying to retire for the day, I had actually prepared a lot of things. I had thought about a lot of things. In fact, uh, Sister Soundri, she was even asking me, okay, you have certain things in mind. So you have bhajans in mind. Of course, I'll sing a few bhajans. Um, so, um, yeah, I'm just getting a message. Yes. So, so there is a request to sing also. Yes, definitely. So while I had a lot of things going in my mind, probably we should talk about this, talk about that, and different things that I was also trying to jot down and make my own, points for me to cover. So as I was retiring for the day last night, so I had written a lot of things. If you see my my diary, you would see I had just scribbled so many things. So while I was just retiring and I was just closing this, Swami, so many things are there. So one thought was, Swami, so many things are there. This is endless. What should I really talk about? There are so many things. Yes, we can do such sessions multiple times. What should I really talk about? I'm sure I want you to talk through me or through anybody else. But all these things, what we call it as Kapala Kalpitam, what we try to think, and we try to cook up something, or we try to kind of formulate something, or we kind of try to theorize something, all that is one side. Swami, what should I really talk about? Now, in some time, I'm just gonna sleep, and it's going to be an early morning, and I don't want to keep breaking my head in terms of all this. I want you to tell me, what should I really talk about? So, dear brothers and sisters, you won't believe this. This is the compassion of our Lord. So, I was about to sleep, but something told me, okay, let me quickly check the RadioSai YouTube channel, just to take a stock of what all has been premiered and kind of made available online in their YouTube channel, because there were quite a few things that was available in the RadioSai YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm just going through the phone just to show you something. Um, so I was just going through, and of course there were a lot of things, the 95 bhajans, and the Rudram chanting, and a lot of other things that Radio Sai had posted, uploaded, and live that was happening. So many things. Now, while I was just scrolling through, they had uploaded a very beautiful picture, a poster, I would say, not a picture, a poster. All of you can go and see in the RadioSai Global Harmony channel. If you just scroll through, apart from all the videos that are available and the live sessions that are available, the very beautiful poster that they had posted. And if I can show, I'm just trying to show it to all of you. This is the poster, so you know the photo. With the photographs you can probably figure it out. Very beautiful three photographs there, and also a very beautiful single photograph of Bhagwan. Yes, it says Shri Sathya Sai Aradhana Mahotsavam. Yes, very beautiful. It also has the 95th birthday logo on the top, if you see. Very beautiful. Now, the most beautiful for me personally, because I was retiring for the day, and this was the question for him. Swami, what should I talk about? So, if you see the poster later, I'm just going to take the liberty of reading it for all of you. And this is from a divine discourse on the 19th of June 1974. And it says, Sai descended as an avatar to achieve the supreme task of illumining the divine Atmic reality in every being. Brothers and sisters, what will we even comprehend about all these things? So one of the things that I had noted down, what is the mission of the avatar? I had no points around it, but one of the things that I had just jotted down was, what is the real mission of the avatar? If you actually see the real mission of the avatar, as he himself has declared many a times, is self-realization of every other devotee, of every other side devotee, of every other human being on this planet, on on earth. And that's the real mission of the avatar. Yes, as part of that, as byproducts, he has done a lot of things. He is still continuing to do a lot of things. Absolutely no doubt about it. But the real mission of the avatar is not about all these other things that we think. These are all opportunities for us to get hooked on to him. And there is a time when we can't contemplate about anything else and only him. That becomes the constant contemplation, eventually becomes constant integrated awareness. How beautiful is this avatar, which has even declared openly, this is why I have come. So this is something that all of us can go and see. Such a beautiful poster that they have put in RadioSai. I'm so grateful to RadioSai to have put those very beautiful photographs, and this excerpt from the Divine Discourse. It says 21st of June 1974, if I remember the date. 1974, I remember, yeah. So the most loving Almighty, the most loving Lord. So let me, that reminds me of a very beautiful bhajan. So let me quickly sing a bhajan. Sheetala Komala Charanam Manjula Charanam Mama Guru Charanam Sheetala Charanam Komala Charanam Manjula Charanam Mama Guru Charanam Mridula Charanam Anugraha Charanam Mridula Charanam Anugraha Charanam Sadguru Charanam Sada Smarami Sadguru Charanam Sada Smarami Premadata Sai Gurunatha Premadata Sai Gurunatha Pavana Charanam सदा भजामि पावनचरणं सदा भजामि शीतलचरणं कोमलचरणं मञ्जुलचरणं मम गुरुचरणम्. What reminds me when we sing this beautiful bhajan is Shitala Charanam, Komala Charanam, Manjula Charanam, Mridula Charanam, Anugraha Charanam. Mridula Charanam, yes, Mridula Charanam, the feet which is very soft, tender like a rose petal or a infant's feet. That's how Swami's feet is. Yes, Swami's lotus feet. For all of us who have taken, have had the great fortune of taking Pada Namaskar, I'm sure all of you will definitely agree with me because that's that tender Swami's feet is. Mridula Charanam, Anugraha Charanam. How beautiful that lotus feet, which showers so much of grace on us. So I remember somebody had asked one of the questions. I'm sure all of you would have heard about it. Even Swami speak about it, and even in books. So, what is the relationship? Okay, I can see you as God. I can see you as a friend. I can see Swami as a brother, sister, kith and kin, or my mother, father, whatever. But what is the relationship? What is the real relationship that Swami wants to have, wants you to have with him? Or what is the real relationship between Swami and his devotee? How beautifully Swami has answered that relationship of a guru and a disciple. He never said a mother and a child. He never said a father and a child. He never said a friend. He never said any other relationship. He said that relationship which is of a guru and a disciple. Why? Gu and Ru, like Swami has always explained it so beautifully. The one who dispels the darkness, the one who dispels ignorance, the darkness of ignorance, that's Guru. So Mridula Charanam, Anugraha Charanam. It is sheer grace that he's dispelling the darkness of ignorance in all of us. Um, um, so so that is another beautiful bhajan that I was just getting reminded of. Such a beautiful bhajan. So this is endless. We can keep singing Swami's glory. This is never ending. We can just keep going on and on and on about it. Maybe a couple of more bhajans. Hmm. आनंद में साई नाम में, आनंद में साई नाम में, अद्भुत में साई गीत में, अद्भुत में साई गीत में, अखंड में ज्योतिर्मय में, अखंड में ज्योतिर्मय में, सुंदर में साई रूप में, अति सुंदर में साई रूप में, आनंद में साई नाम में, अद्भुत में साई गीत में. Again, the most beautiful part of this bhajan, at least for me personally, अखंड में ज्योतिर्मय में. So why is it even talking about अखंड में ज्योतिर्मय में, आनंद में साई नाम में? Yes, Swami's name, it's always bliss. आनंद में साई नाम में, अद्भुत में साई गीत में. So I'm singing Swami's glories, so magnificent, so glorious. अद्भुत में साई गीत में, अखंड में सुंदर में साई रूप में. Yes, absolutely, the most beautiful form that we have ever got hooked on to. अखंड में ज्योतिर्मय में. What are we talking about? Are we talking about a akhanda bhajan where we always say the lamp of love? which is lit and on for about 24 hours or something. No, this is akhandam. The jyoti inside is akhandam, which is the supreme consciousness or the supreme awareness. Again, back to Advaita philosophy, it is ever effulgent. Akhandame Jyotirmayame. How beautiful. I'm just getting reminded of another experience very quickly. I will not take too much of your time. When we talk about Akhandame Jyotirmayame and the inner journey and the self-inquiry, this happened many years back. Again, when those were the days when those were the days when iPhones were just released. Um, yeah, I'm just taking the liberty to talk about a few materialistic things here. It's very interesting, but and it's a very personal experience. So I used to have an iPhone those days. That was many years back, and there is this app called the I Tanpura, which is a very nice tambura app. You can hear the same, which is actually running in the background as well. Now, I had got that and I was so excited and I was using it for different things. What was more beautiful is somebody had gifted me a docking station for the iPhone to be kept, and I was so excited because I could hear music, I could listen to music, I could use it for tambura or tanpura for practice. Um, Now, while this was happening and I was so excited, apparently that evening I was supposed to go to Prashant Nilayam, and I had my direct bus from Chennai to Puttaparthi. And this docking station had just reached, and I was so excited. I didn't want to leave it, but yeah, of course, I didn't want to carry it because not too much to carry. And those days we used to, if we didn't get a room inside the ashram, we used to even stay in the sheds available inside the ashram. So I left it, and so excited, and thinking about that all the time. And I had proceeded with my journey. I had boarded the bus, and after the bus generally stops for dinner, used to stop for dinner, and after that I was very tired, and I had slept off in the bus, and it was a very very deep sleep. And I had got Swami's dream. Swami had come in the dream. It was Kulwant Hall. So we had gone as a group from Sundaram for a music program in front of Bhagwan. All that was in the dream. And I had apparently carried the docking station and the iPhone with the Tanpura, hoping that I will use this in front of Bhagwan, and Swami should listen to it. Yeah, the creator. You're showing something to the creator himself. And yeah, so we were all ready for the program, and only Tanpura was on. And Swami is already seated, and he was looking at all of us and trying to gather some information about what is a program, music program, okay. And he also saw the Tanpura running, and from there he asked me in Tamil. He asked me, "Adi enna? What is it?" My excitement knew no bound. So I immediately I took the dock. I took with the iPhone. I rushed to Swami and I said, Swami, I Tanpura, the dock, whatever, giving all possible information to him about all that. Swami said, "Oh, the tambura va. Is it a tambura?" I said, "Yes, Swami, tambura." Swami said, "Li, tambura will generally be the long one, big one. You're showing me something small and it's some electronic thing. What? How can it be tambura?" Then I explained, "No, no, Swami, whatever they have done, it's in an app. What is an app? Blah 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 blah. Whatever. All that we can blabber." So Swami said, "Ah, okay, okay, very good, very good. How is the sound?" Swami asked me, "How is the sound?" Of course, he spoke to me in Tamil in the dream. Um, கேட்கறதுக்கு எப்படி இருக்கு? How is it to listen to? Swami is so nice. Swami is so beautiful. It's very nice. என்ன நல்லா இருக்கு? What is nice about it? I said, Swami, அந்த நாதம் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு Swami. ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு. And that nada, that tone is so beautiful, so nice. Swami said, "Oh, Nadam." Then he heard for a few seconds and he said, "Ah, Nadam nalla irukku." Then he paused for a moment. I didn't know what to do. I was still waiting for Bhagwan to tell me something because I'm out of words because I have told him everything possible about the dock, about the iPhone, the Aitanpura, everything is done. And Swami suddenly looks at me, so much of love and compassion. He says, "உள்ள ஒரு நாதம் இருக்கு கேட்டிருக்கியா?" There is a nadam inside. There is a nada inside. Have you ever heard it? I was taken aback for a moment because that was the time when I used to visit Tiruvannamalai very often, and all this who am I kind of things and related things, lot of reading about it and Ramana Maharishi and that kind of an influence at that phase of life. I was really taken aback. Swami said, "Ulla ஒரு நாதம் இருக்கு கேட்டிருக்கியா? Have you heard that nadam inside?" I didn't answer. I had no courage to answer him yes or no. Because yes or no, both are, it'll be very mental. He is asking from an experience perspective. I didn't answer, I was just looking at him. The most beautiful is the Lord then continues. He says, உள்ள ஒரு நாதம் இருக்கு அதை கேளு, அது ஹிருதய நாதம், அதுதான் உண்மையான நாதம். So translating that literally, there is a nadam inside. Listen to it carefully. That is the real nadam. Now, is it some omkar that we listen to inside? Is it some tanpura that we listen inside? No. He's again talking about the ever effulgent, the ever present, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent, supreme cosmic being, supreme awareness, which is all pervading, which is also inside. Now, the most beautiful part of this entire episode is not the dream. The dream is over. The bus has reached Puttaparthi. I go in the morning. I reach late for darshan. Obviously, I don't get a seat in the front. And Swami used to come. Those days, Swami used to come for darshan, I think, a little early in the morning, around 7:45-ish or 7-ish, 7:30-ish in the mornings. And so obviously the morning darshan, I had to sit somewhere at the back. And afternoon, very, very fortunately, I had got a place in the front. And that was a place where in the gents side, if you remember, Swami used to come for darshan after Mahila side, gents side, straight and take a right. And again, towards the end, there was a small turn. On the opposite side, old students used to sit. And even now, the old students sit there. And this side, only a few devotees can sit, and there is a column, there's a huge pillar also there. That's a very, very nice spot to sit, because if Swami comes this side, only 3 or 4 of us, and Swami would definitely, you can catch hold of Swami. All this is what man proposes to do and wishes to do. So Swami had come that side, and Swami had directly gone to the old students block, and he was talking. I had completely forgotten about this dream, and I was sitting on this side, and I was like, "Oh, will you not turn this side and look at me?" Always with the old students, even when they are studying their students, even after they are gone, the old students, you always envy students. So I was like, "Swami, why don't you just turn and look this side? One glance, all that longing, and a fraction of a second, immediately Swami turns, and Swami looked at me from there, straight into my eyes. He never crossed and came this side, but from there, straight into my eyes. Brothers and sisters, you won't believe, one of the most unforgettable moments in my life. He turns so beautifully, looking straight into my eyes, and he shows his heart, the area where generally our heart is, the left hand side of our for body. He shows this. I was so blank that I was just looking at him, because Swami is turning, Swami is looking at you. So it's an amazing darshan that you can ever have, one of the most amazing darshans that you can ever have. Swami showed his heart, and from there he blessed me and he walked off. The moment he started walking, I was like, "Oh, Swami, can't you come?" I wanted to kind of see Swami more closer, maybe Pada Namaskar, whatever. The more he was actually going towards the interview room, so we know, yes, he is now on the way to the interview room, and we will generally lose hope that okay, he's not going to come back. The more he is going that side is when I actually get reminded of that dream that happened last night while I was in the bus on the way to Prashanthi Nilayam. And Swami had exactly told the same way. This is how he showed. Ulla oru nadam irukku ketirkiya. There is a nadam inside. Have you heard it? Listen to it. That is the real nadam. And time and again he was showing like this. The same thing that he showed the next day in the darshan. What more can we ask for? The Lord has come down in human form to inject, to give us that experience, give us that knowledge, give us that wisdom, and take us back. And that's the real mission, brothers and sisters. That's the real mission of this avatar. So let me. I know it's time. Let me quickly sing a couple of bhajans, and then we will offer aarti to our most beloved Bhagwan. Krishna Madhava, Madhava Krishna, Krishna Madhava, Madhava Krishna, Krishna Madhava, Sai Hare, Krishna Madhava, Sai Hare. बृंदावन संचारी श्याम गोपाला जय मधुसूदन जय नंदलाला बृंदावन संचारी श्याम गोपाला जय मधुसूदन जय नंदलाला झूले ना झूले मेरे साई नंदलाला झूले ना झूले मेरे साई नंदलाला कृष्ण माधवा साई हरे कृष्ण माधवा माधव कृष्ण कृष्ण माधवा साई हरे. राम राम जय रघुकुल तिलका राम राम जय रघुकुल तिलका राजीव लोचन राम राजीव लोचन राम ईश्वराम्बसुत जय जगवंदन ईश्वराम्बसुत जय जगवंदन रत्नाकर कुलदीपा रत्नाकर कुलदीपा रत्नाकर कुलदीपा राम राम जय रघुकुल तिलका राजीव लोचन राम सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं रे रे सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयं सर्वं ब्रह्ममयम् Sarvam Brahmamayam. Our most reverential pranams again at the lotus feet of our most beloved Bhagwan for this great opportunity to think about Him, contemplate on Him, keep reminding ourselves the mission of His avatar, keep reminding ourselves of our own natural self, our true nature. Jai Sai Ram. Let's just offer Harti to Bhagwan. Um, I'm just going to be offering the Arti and singing. It may or may not be audible clearly because I'm going to be a little away from the mic. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Pariti Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Sashivadana Shikara Sarva Pranapate Swami Sarva Pranapate आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आवधानवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदेव मरियंतयु नीवे स्वामी मरियंतयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राशयना ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी ओ साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा ओम शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ओम शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीलाविभूतिं परमार्थविष्टार्थमोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूतिम् इदमाश्रयामि परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीलाविभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थमोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूतिम् इदमाश्रयामि परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीलाविभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थमोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूतिम् इदमाश्रयामि बाबा विभूतिम् इदमाश्रयामि। मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने मङ्गलं पर्तिवासाय मङ्गलं सत्यसायिने। हरिः ओम्। ॐ तत्सत्। श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु। जय साई राम।